guys, I'm Amanda. This is Elliot. Welcome to Six Kids and a Glue Gun. We are so glad you are here today. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 Crafter Square DIYs. I really hope that you like and enjoy. If you do like what you see today, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Also, if you subscribe to my channel, please don't forget to hit the bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. And with all of that being said, let's jump right into the video and get some amazing Dollar Tree Crafter Square inspiration. So for our first idea, I'm going to share with you this gorgeous coffee bar or decorative piece with this gather sign on it. And I'm also going to apologize right now if you hear some loud snoring. We just found out my dog Winston is really sick and he is snoring next to me, but I don't have the heart to move away from him, so I apologize in advance. So to begin with this, I grabbed this gather sign from the Crafter's Square, and I'm also going to be grabbing 9 of these wooden crates from the Crafter's Square. And you can choose between crates with slats or crates with solid sides. Here's what my 9 look like. I'm going to be gluing together 3 rows of 3. I'm just using hot glue, but I would recommend wood glue or a super glue. So I just hold them together until they're nicely adhered. I'm going to do this 3 times, and then I'm going to take one of my sets and flip it upside down, attaching it to one that is right side up. I do remove all the stickers off of the bottom, and then I'm going to put glue on my last set and set that right on top of the set that's flipped upside down like so. So you have a front and a back, and your back is double stacked. I'm going to stain my wood with Waverly Antique Wax by rubbing it on and rubbing it off with a damp paper towel. Next, I grabbed up my gather sign and I painted on some antique wax on the gather word and then rubbed that off as well. But you could customize this and use paint, whatever you like. I thought this sign was so beautiful and already framed and already had the word on it. It was just so easy. I also went around the frame with antique wax, wiping it on and off as well so that my stained look matches the gather word. But again, customize this any way that you like. So here's what this looks like. Next, I had 2 pieces of paint stick that I had used in a previous project. It really doesn't matter how long they are, as long as they are the same length. I attached them to the back of my crates, and then I attached them to the back of my gather sign with some hot glue as well. Again, you can have the gap between your crates and your sign as high or as low as you want it, just depending on the length of your paint stir sticks. Now I'm just dry brushing over my crates with some Waverly plaster chalk paint. You can do as heavily or as light as you want. I also went over my gather sign just to tie everything together. I think that this is so pretty, and I love how that it looks. Again, very, very customizable. You could even add more crates to this or less, just depending on the size that you want. It's perfect for a coffee bar or even to hold small decorative items. The sky is really the limit. You could even use it in a crafting space to hold crafting items. I just want to say thank you all so much for your love and support. I did post some things that we are going through on my community page last week, and you guys were absolutely amazing. You'll never know how much that means to me. As a result, I did get this Buy Me a Coffee page, and I will have the link in my description box. So should you want to do that, that will be there. But you can support me in various different ways, from simply watching my video through the ads to a thumbs up or subscribing. Any little way that you choose to support me, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And now let's jump back into the video. This next DIY is really fun and easy using Crafter Square items. I'm going to show you how I made this family sign with a little house on it. So from the Crafter Square, I have this fabric. I also have this framed sign, which I'd use for another project you'll see later in this video, and this standing house, which I'm going to be removing the back off of. But first, I am going to trace my fabric to fit the inside side of my sign. Then I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to use a generous amount of Mod Podge on the inside of my sign and lay that fabric inside, spreading it out as flat as possible. Once I have it spread out and kind of stretched nice and flat, I'll then come in with another thick coat of Mod Podge right on top of that, and I'm going to allow that to dry. Do keep in mind that Crafter Square has a lot, like a whole ton of different fabric choices. If you choose to have a different fabric, they have florals, bees, all kinds of stuff. So this is customizable. Now for the house, like I said, I did break off the little standing piece so that I could glue the house to the side of my frame here. And I am just putting some hot glue along the frame and then laying that house right on top, just kind of edging it up and making sure it has a nice fit there. Now I'm taking this family sign from the Crafter Square as well. I paint it with some Waverly Plaster chalk paint, and I'm using dabs of hot glue to adhere it down to my prepared sign. Of course, you could use super glue or an E6000, whatever you're comfortable with. Next, I just took some of this greenery that I had pulled off the stem, and I am just going to form a little wreath right on top of my house by just cutting little snips and hot gluing them down into a circle. If you felt the need, you could trace a little circle onto your house and then just glue your greenery on top of that, but I just kind of eyeballed it and I think it worked out just fine. Here's what it looks like, perfect for a leaner, or you could hang it up on your wall. I just think it's very cute, very farmhouse, very easy to make and inexpensive, so definitely worth trying out. Our next idea is quick and easy as well, and again, super customizable. So I'm going to show you how I made this cute little house with a wreath. I started out with a Dollar Tree house, and they come in several different colors. Again, this is Crafter's Square. I'm going to stain it with my antique wax by rubbing it on and rubbing it off, like so, and then I'm just going to dry brush over it with some more of this Waverly Plaster chalk paint to give it a nice muted look, but again, this is totally optional. Once that is done, I have these beautiful florals from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove them from their stems. They're still kind of bunched together even when you remove them from the stems, so I cut them apart, and I again am just going to form a little circular wreath here with these flowers. Again, if you felt the need to trace a circle before you start going down the flowers, you could use a cup or a glass to get that circular shape. Again, I just chose to go ahead and eyeball it, and I think that it worked out just fine. I think that this is so adorable, and you could use any type of floral or greenery that you want. I took some Dollar Tree kind of crochet lace, and I just placed a strip along the bottom of my house. With the remaining lace, I tied a shoelace bow and glued that to the top side of my wreath. I did cut the tails at an angle for a decorative finish, and this is just so quick and so easy, but I think it really does have a cute little farmhouse flair. It's perfect for a vignette or just any space in your home where you need a little splash of color and farmhouse charm. Okay, into the next DIY. Now, I have shared this previously, but it was a while ago and it does fit in perfectly to the theme of today's video. So I'm going to go ahead and share it again. I did get these wood planks from the Dollar Tree Crafter Square, as well as another one of these wood houses from the Dollar Tree Crafter Square. They also come in this black color. And then I have some scrapbook pages from the Scrapbook from Michaels. I have a buffalo check page and also one that has some designs on it. Here's what this scrapbook looks like. Michaels has gorgeous scrapbooks and also has them on a pretty great discount, I feel like. So I'm going to begin by removing the handle or the hanger of my little house by just pushing it back through the holes at the top. And then this is what we are left with. I am then going to trace my house onto my scrapbook paper so that I can cut it out and have a perfect sized piece. So just tracing all the way around like so, and then just cutting it out with a pair of scissors. So here's what that looks like. Now I like to use this Elmer's glue stick, and I like to apply it to my item and also to the back of my paper as well, just for extra hold. I smooth my paper on by just pressing it down firmly, and then if you want to go around your edges with some sandpaper just to give it a nice finished look, I also trim off anywhere where there might be a little bit too much paper. So a combination of scissors and sandpaper works for me, but whatever works for you. And now I just chose one of these little designs off my other piece of scrapbook paper. I glued it to one of those wood planks, again from the Crafter's Square, and then I'm just going to trim off the excess. I will then hot glue my wood plank right to the center of my house like so. This DIY is so customizable because you can use any type of scrapbook paper or fabric that you like, any combination. The sky is really the limit. Now I just created a bow by gluing a couple of ribbons together to get the look that I wanted with this burlap and this buffalo check. Then I just formed a bow like so and tied it tightly in the middle with a piece of jute twine, but you could use a pipe cleaner or a zip tie, however you like. I just trim off the excess, and then I have a cute bow to embellish my sign with. I'm just going to glue it down at an angle at the corner there of my little wood plank, and here's what that looks like. I did decide to dovetail my tails here, but just folding them over and cutting a triangle upward for a boutique finish. Now I'm just taking a little bit of this greenery that I pulled off of the stem, and I'm just going to place it on either side of the bow, kind of tucking underneath like so for some more embellishment and a nice little pop of green color. Here is what this looks like. So inexpensive, so cute and easy. You could even make a few coordinating ones of these for a vignette. I just think it's adorable. Now jumping into the next one, another Crafter Square DIY, this cute little blessed house. We're going to begin with another sign from the Crafter Square that's framed out, and a piece of scrapbook paper that I got from a scrapbook from Michael's. I cut my scrapbook paper to size, and you will need two pieces just because the sign is so long. So I'm just going to place my two pieces side by side and try and match them up so that you can't really tell too much. Then I'm going to take another one of these wood planks that come about 6 to a pack from Dollar Tree and just glue another design from my scrapbook pad right on top of that wood plank with my glue stick, and then I will trim it out, and I'm going to hot glue this down on top of my sign where my two seams of scrapbook paper meet. This is what this should look like. Now I'm going to come in with another piece of scrapbook paper that I think coordinates and looks really cute. I'm going to cut it down so I have a multi-layer look, and I do that on the other side as well. I just thought this layered look was really nice. And now I have this Dollar Tree sticker that's double-sided. You could use Blessed or Thankful. I chose Blessed and placed it down on top of my scrapbook paper. I created a bow with some Dollar Tree ribbon, dovetailed the ends there, and glued it down to the corner of my sign with hot glue. I'm also going to come back in with some more of this greenery on either side of my bow. I really like how that looks, and I love the color that it adds to my projects. This project, again, is super customizable. Any type of scrapbook paper that you like, any ribbon for the bow. I did just pop a little jute twine bow inside of my larger bow for extra embellishment. Here's what it looks like. So easy, inexpensive, perfect for a wall or a vignette, and I really enjoyed making it. Next up, again, another quick and easy DIY. This one is super fun and a lot easier than it looks. So I'm going to begin with two of these round signs from Dollar Tree Crafter Square section that are framed out and have beaded hangers. I will remove the beaded hangers for another project. I'm also going to grab a bag of these wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. So here I am removing the wood beads at the top of these little rounds. And like I said, I'm going to use them for another project. I open the bag of my wood circles, and they come at different sizes, so I'm trying to kind of pick out all the same size, kind of take out the larger ones because I wanted this to look pretty uniform. Once I figure all that out, I'm going to glue all of these with some hot glue around the edge of my round circle plank thing, round circle sign. This is just super easy. I just follow the shape and try and get them as close together as possible. Of course, I'm going to do these with both of my circle signs because one is going to be the top of my tray and one will be the bottom of my tray. Now for the middle of my tray, I had these 2 wooden blocks from Dollar Tree that I had already stained with antique wax in a previous project, and I had glued them together. So what I'm going to do to just make them a little bit higher is to the top and bottom, I'm just going to take 4 more of these little wood pieces and glue them on, and that way it will tie into the wood piece look, and it will also raise this pillar and make it a little bit higher. So here I am doing this to the top and the bottom, and again I'm using hot glue, but you could use a super glue or an E6000, whatever works best for you, but this worked out just fine for me. Once that is done, I'm going to glue my pillar down in the center of my bottom sign, which will be the bottom tier of my tray. Once that is done, I can then glue the top tier on by just adding some hot glue on top of those wood pieces, adding on the top tier and pressing it firmly. Once that is done, that is pretty much how easy this tray is. I think that it is so cute. It's so customizable. You could stain or paint or do whatever you wanted to do to it, but I honestly just liked the colors that it already came in, and I think it looks so nice with some tier tray decor on top of it. It looks adorable in my coffee bar, but really the sky is the limit with how you could decorate it, and it would look cute for multiple seasons in multiple different ways. So let me know what you think about this one. And with all of that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our next one. So for this DIY Crafters Square as well, you're going to need this little easel from the Crafters Square and also some scrapbook paper. I chose this one from a scrapbook from Michael's. It has all these little images on it. So you just choose an image that you like and cut it out. And then you choose a scrapbook paper that you like and cut that a little bit larger than your image so that you can glue your image to the scrapbook paper and have it showing on either side like so. Once that is done, you'll then glue with a glue stick your scrapbook paper right to that easel. And here's what that looks like. This is so customizable. If you wanted to paint your easel, you totally could. You could use any scrapbook paper that you like. I formed a small jute twine bow and just glued that to the top corner of my little design here, and here's what this looks like. It's perfect for a tiered tray. It's perfect for a vignette. It's just simply adorable. Of course, I did add a little sprig of greenery on either side. I really love doing this in case you haven't noticed that pattern yet, but here's what this looks like, and I was really excited with how it came out. I will definitely probably be making a few more of these in various styles. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump into our next idea. This one is really fun and easy, and using one of those long signs from Dollar Tree that already comes with the frame on it. So here's what it looks like. Here's what the back looks like, and I am just going to paint the inside with Waverly Ink chalk paint. First, I'm going to protect my frame with some painter's tape, which you can find at Dollar Tree by just placing it on top of my frame. And then I will paint the inside with this Waverly Ink chalk paint. I do believe I used 2 coats just to give me a really good coverage there. And then I allow that to dry. Now, I used an image in Cricut Design Space, but if you don't have a Cricut, you could use stickers. Dollar Tree has stickers, they have rub-on transfers, they have wall stickers, they have all kinds of goodies that would be amazing for this. But I really loved this Highland cow image, so I went ahead and placed it on one side. And then I placed the wording of my choice that went with it beside it. So I just rubbed it on, removed my transfer tape, the stuff that you do when you transfer a Cricut design. But again, don't forget to look at Dollar Tree's wall stickers. Don't forget to look at their rub-on transfers. You can really find some gems. And this says, "I'll love you till the cows come home." I just thought that that was a super cute and sweet little saying. I did Mod Podge over the top of this to hold my vinyl in place. And here's what it looks like. All right, so for the next DIY, I am going to upgrade this little pig that I found in the Dollar Tree Crafter Square section. And I'm also going to use this cute little beaded garland from the Dollar Tree. So here's what the pig looks like. It's actually a very generous size. And I'm just going to upgrade the hanger. So I'm going to remove the jute twine hanger at the top. Well, actually, I only untie one side, as you can see. Sorry, I forgot about that. Because when I open up this beaded garland, I'm just going to start adding these beads back to the jute twine that's still attached to one side of the pig. So that way I can just tie it back on. So this is a super easy upgrade, and you can change the beads out to be whatever pattern you like. You could paint them, stain them. I really like the beads that were on this little garland, so I'm just kind of creating my own pattern and filling up this little piece of jute twine, and then I will go ahead and attach it back into the other hole where it originally was, and I will have an adorable upgraded hanger. Now I wanted to embellish this pig a little bit more, so I grabbed some rub-on transfers from Dollar Tree. They have several different choices of farmhouse looking rub-on transfers, so I just chose what I liked. I cut it out, and then I just rubbed it on to my pig. So I chose this farmhouse word with some leaves underneath. I used my little Cricut scraper to rub it on there, and I just think that this is so cute. I also changed out the O in house for the little heart, and then I Mod Podged over top to keep that from scratching off. Here's what my upgraded piggy looks like. I think that it is really adorable. Okay guys, let's jump into our next idea. This idea is kind of a twofer, but very customizable. You can make as many of these as you wanted to. More cute little houses from the Dollar Tree. So here's what they look like. They're very solid. They stand on their own. They're from the Crafter Square section. The frame around them you can get in a couple of different colors. So I am just placing a piece of scrapbook paper on top, and I'm going to use my fingernail to create a crease where I need to cut so that my piece of scrapbook paper will fit right inside of this house, and I just use a glue stick to do that. Already by doing that, you instantly upgrade these houses and just make them look so fancy, and then you can embellish them any way that you like. I'm still going to be using some more of those rub-on transfers from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love them. There is so many to choose from, and they're small, but they really go a long way. So I love this one. It says, "Together is my favorite place to be." I just place that in the middle of my house and rub that right on top of the scrapbook paper. I'm also going to be rubbing some greenery underneath that, and then I Mod Podge over everything and allow that to dry so it will stay nice. To my other one, I used a different scrapbook paper, and then I chose Happiness is Homemade, and I varnished that on top of my scrapbook paper. So cute, so easy. The sky is the limit. Any type of scrapbook paper, any type of rub-on transfer, or even sticker. If you don't like the frame of these houses, you could totally paint it or add some stain to it. But here's what mine looks like. They were so super easy, and I love how they came out. Thank you so much for watching. We truly hope that you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and big thumbs up, please.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft, and stay safe.